teaching proper posture when doing a sliding board transfer. To begin, we always have to make sure that we have a wide base of support, making sure our feet are aligned with our hips at all times. While doing the actual transfer, we're maintaining a neutral spine at all times with our posture up straight, and our shoulders are relaxed but retract. And then when we are bending over, we use our hips this way or we squat down this way. So to begin, I'm going to be putting the sliding board with my patient, and when we're doing this, we're making sure that we're in a lunge position and bending at our knees while supporting the patient. Ready? You're going to use this one to pick up and then this one to lean. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. How does that feel? Okay, and then making sure that we're always maintaining our neutral spine. And now to do the actual transfer, it's at the patient's pace, but during this time we're going to have a wide base of support still, bending at our hips and our knees, making sure that we are not leaning towards any direction, and we're shifting the weight with our legs to make sure that we're not hurting ourselves or the patient. Okay? 1, 2, 3, go. And then, now that we're finished, we also have to make sure that at all times, again, we're keeping our wide base of support, using our hips and our knees to bend. Instead of our back, we're maintaining a neutral spine. We're not twisting in any way. We're shifting our weight. And that's all for the sliding board transfer. Now I'm going to pass it on to my friend Christian, where he's going to teach you how to do a transfer with a wheelchair.
Hi, today I'm going to be demonstrating a safe transfer from a wheelchair to the chair with the proper body mechanics. First, I want to make sure I have the correct resting posture. So I want to be standing tall, feet shoulder width apart, and make sure the weight is even on both legs. Then I want to prepare the wheelchair and the chair. So I want to make sure the brakes are on. That's very important. And then I'm going to remove the footrests. Once I'm done with the footrest, I'm going to bring the chair, angle it closer to the wheelchair. Then we're going to move forward with the gait belt. We want to wrap it around the patient. Make sure there's only 2 fingers of space. Okay, once we're done, we're going to start with our transfer, but we want to make sure that we have the proper body mechanics. So we want to flex the knee and the hip. We don't want to be bending the back. We want to keep a neutral spine, which means our back it's in its natural curve. And we want to use scapular retraction, which means our shoulder blades are moving towards the back, keeping our shoulders stable. Then we're going to start with Newton's 3 laws. So the first law, it says that there's not going to be, it's inertia, so there's not going to be any motion unless I start the motion. Second law says force, so the heavier the patient, the more force I'm going to need. And then before the third law, I want to make sure I bring my patient forward. So I'm going to bend in one knee. I'm going to put my left hand behind the left leg, behind the knee on the left leg. Then I'm going to put my right hand on the opposite side on the hip. And then my patient's going to help me with their arms, with their upper body strength and their arm rests to push themselves forward while I pull them too. So at the count of 3, we're going to demonstrate. 1, 2. All right. Then we just make sure our patient it's almost at the edge of the wheelchair. After that, we're moving to Newton's 3rd law, which means that for every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction. So here, the way we're going to demonstrate it, our patient is going to grab the back of my arms. We're going to be rocking back and forth Those opposite forces are going to help us bring the patient up safely. The patient is going to put their weight on this leg. They could be on their tippy toes on that leg, but we're trying to protect this leg, which is the bad leg. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring our right leg in between. Left foot, so I'm protecting the left foot here. Then we want to make sure we're bending hips, knees. And then we're going to be asking the patient to lean forward to us. And they're going to be looking at the chair. So now we're going to be rocking back and forth. At the count of 3, we're going to bring the patient up. 1, 2, 3. Okay, after that, we're going to pivot our whole body together towards the chair. So at the count of 3, we're going to pivot. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then we're going to ask the patient if they feel the chair behind them.
No.
No? Okay. We're going to move slowly backward. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Do you feel the chair?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. We're going to use an eccentric control here. So our muscles are going to be working while they slowly lengthen. So make sure to flex the hip and the knees slowly. All right. Now we make sure that the patient is safe, that they're feeling okay. That movement, the pivot, we want to make sure we do it completely. We don't want to be doing only the hips or the back. We want to do the whole body together. And like I mentioned, we're using an eccentric control when we're bringing the patient down, which means our muscles are working while they slowly lengthen. We make sure the patient is okay. And this basically wraps it up. This is a safe transfer from a wheelchair to a chair with the proper body mechanics for healthcare workers. Now I'm going to pass it on to my peer Rosemary. She's going to be demonstrating us how to safely transfer objects with the proper body mechanics, also in a healthcare setting.
Hello everyone, my name is Rosemary and I'll be teaching proper body mechanics when lifting an object and carrying a test. Now these will be the same principles I'll be using as a future OTA along to keep my back safe and support my client safely. Now the first thing we want to do is, by the way, I have my daughter here helping me just so I can demonstrate to her how to keep our body safe. Now the first things first is we want to make sure we have a wide base of support. So okay, perfect. Now what we're going to be doing is while we're bending down to pick up, in your case, the basket, you want to make sure you're bending down with your hips and your knees. So you're basically going to be doing a squat down, like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to go ahead and bend down. Now we're going to go ahead and hold the basket. Now we want to make sure that we're holding the basket in the center of our gravity here. We don't want to have it far away because that's going to cause more torque and pressure in our back, okay? So we're going to go ahead and go up. Now hold. Now when we are trying to move around, or let's say lift the basket and go to another destination, we want to make sure that we're turning our whole body, meaning, so it's going to be our torso, our legs, along with our feet. So as we turn, we want to go ahead and turn. Go ahead and get back straight and turn to each other again. Now, in order for us to go ahead and put the basket down, we want to use the same proper body mechanics, which is going to be having your neutral spine, which is keeping it straight, bend out our hips and our knees to put the basket back down. So we'll go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it again and put it back down. Perfect. Alrighty, so that is the proper way of lifting and carrying an object to keep our body safe and to avoid any injuries, and of course to keep our clients safe as well. Thank you.